and I'm here with Juanita Elizabeth Poland, also known as Juanita Rutemiller.
It's been changed.
Born in 1927. So is it true? Legend has it you were found in a basket floating on the Ohio River?
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Across the railroad tracks in Latonia.
Yeah, right across there. Yeah. They went down to Latonia somewhere in the waterways and got me.
Good. Well, I thought I made that up, but
That was true.
Okay, so we're here at the Costa Glenn. You're in your 91st year, heading to 92. Did you ever think you'd make it this long?
Never even thought of numbers like that. I was too busy thinking about 23 and 24.
Tell us a little bit about your father, Marvin.
I really don't know much about Marvin except
Him and his brothers and.
never knew a lot. The only thing I knew was what my mother told me he was coming and what had happened, but he was I never really lived with my father or anything. I lived with my grandmother.
So, not being raised without a father, do you look back at that as something was missing in your life?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. I couldn't tell you what was missing because you haven't experienced it, but I just knew to open the doors, open the windows. It's funny because you just live, you experience what you have to and you get by. I never once ever sit around thinking, if I had a father, this would happen. If I had a father, it would happen.
So, in that time, in the early 1930s and 40s, for you to be growing up without a father, was there a stigma in society? Did you feel?
Yeah. I was always at the time when I had to fill out my father and mother's name and the papers were going around. It was, but my mother would make up for it. I guess I don't know if she even knew. I don't mean it that way. But all was new. That's all I knew.
So growing up in the Catholic Church, and then when you got divorced, was that another stigma in society? Did you feel that society looked at you differently? Having divorce in Catholic at a time when divorce wasn't
a little bit, but not much. Not much. Because my kids made up for it, I didn't care.
When you look at other firsts, do you remember when you would get up and you would jog? No women and.
Never I came out of the front doors to see what the emergency was.
And you were running up and
running down the street.
Everybody was wondering what the emergency was. Why are you running down the street? What inspired you to go out and start running?
Because I read in the book that the Army was trying running as a training, the best training there is. I thought, well, I'll try that. I'm only going to run to the corner and back.
But there weren't even running shoes.
No, it wasn't anything.
What did you run in?
Whatever I had on my feet.
Not high heels, though. Right?
No, not high heels.
that would have been the fashion thing to do.
Yeah.
So you would go. So, what about yoga? I remember no one even did yoga, and I remember coming home and I remember coming home one time. Walking in the door, I was a young boy, and there you were in the middle of the living room doing a headstand.
Yeah, right.
Like, what are you doing, Mom?
Yeah.
What inspired you to start doing yoga?
Because I thought that was, I always had the sense that there was more, I had somewhere else, more information than I was receiving. Does that make sense?
So you were taking care of your body?
I was taking care of my body, yes.
So running and yoga and being a self-made woman and deciding your own future, do you look back and think that was pretty unique?
It was unique. Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew I didn't have running shoes.
So what's up with us having raw yeast? I mean, you come home and you make your own yogurt. What inspired you to make your own yogurt? And then in the morning you put yeast in a glass and we gulp down raw yeast because it was good for us? Where did you gain that knowledge? What inspired you to start making your own yogurt and doing yeast?
Well, it must have been something I read. The only place I get my information, not from anybody. And you find people who had the same belief system as you did. And once you were a yogi, you met different types of people.
So what gave you the confidence to do all of that? You're a single child, didn't have a father, but yet you were able to break all these barriers by yourself, raise 5 kids, go on from a volunteer at a department store to become a fashion director. What gave you the confidence to do all of that?
I think I just knew it was the right thing. I was always had great faith in God and went to church every morning, as you remember. It was just a sense that this is the right thing for you to do, and I don't know how. I mean, I don't even know of any explanation I could give you other than it's an inner voice. I never knew it being an inner voice.
So what's your inner voice telling you about your next move? Is it saying?
Scary.
Well, how have you treated that voice in the past? Weren't you scared of every move you made in the past when your inner voice was telling you something?
Not so much. I wasn't so alone. I feel more alone.
You fear being alone?
Oh, sure. At 90.
92.
Okay.
Well, every challenge that you've been faced with, you've been able to make it successful.
Yes, I have.
And everything you've done, whether you know it or not, you've modeled it for us. So your next decision, you're actually modeling for us even now.
Yeah, probably so.
Well, listen to your inner voice and do what your inner voice says.
There's no choice. Yep.
Do you have any advice for your children and grandchildren?
Well, there comes a time when you just have to trust. And I'm talking about trusting God. He's going to take care of you. I blessed the mother. I always knew she would take care of me. Maybe that was because I was raised in a Catholic school. There was so much, I don't know. But it worked.
It worked?
It worked.
Well, you can't argue with success.
No.
Well, we love you.
Oh, I know. I love you too. All of you.